Welcome to ChiroSecure's weekly show, Chiropractic, Connecting People and Communities, with this week's host, Dr. Kim Hong. As Dr. Kim says, and I quote, starting off as a female chiropractor and also Vietnamese, I found that there are a lot of challenges that I've been able to overcome and have built two successful practices with a lot of determination and a lot of hard work. And now, here's Dr. Kim.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Secure Nation again. Nice to be back. My name is Dr. Kim Hong, chiropractic physician in the New Orleans area with offices in Gretna and also Metairie, Louisiana. And I wanted to offer you guys a copy. I'm also co-author of a book called Wake Up Happy Brain. And this book has a lot of the co-authors uh, basically talked about either whether it be personal or either professional ways of being able to have a happy, healthy brain. In my chapter, it actually talks about my life journey and how I got to this point. But if you click on or log into the website, Metairie-Gretna discenter.com, on there it'll have the contact, and on the contact, once you email, it'll go to my email, and then I'll send you a copy. Just make sure that you give me your address. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about how your mindset and your identity reflects your practice. Back in 2005, and that was a changing time here in New Orleans because that was the year of Hurricane Katrina. That was whenever I actually started or actually was going to open up my private office. I had been practicing for about 4 years prior, and my opening date was supposed to be September 1st, 2005. The hurricane came August the 28th, 2005. The office was not functionable, so I ended up not practicing in that location. But in any event, that I think everything that happens leads you to there's a reason that things happen in your life, and the practice where I was going to be, I think would not have done as well as where I am right now, my current location. But anyhow, I did start it off with a management company back then, and whenever I closed or did not open up the office, they allowed for me to cancel my contract. And as I started my private my private clinic for about probably, I want to say, oh gosh, it may have been maybe 5 years or so. I did it on my own, and I thought that I did pretty well. Actually, it was more than 5 years. It was probably more like 12 years. And each year I was growing on my own, and I felt like I didn't really need to pay a management company. So I'm going to tie that into my personal story. And one of the questions that I'm going to ask you, my fellow chiropractors, is that should you have a management company? Should you have a coach? Is that worth it? But I also wanted to thank Secure again for allowing me to have this platform to speak to my fellow colleagues. And one of the reasons I wanted to do it was to hopefully be able to touch lives of some of my colleagues. And actually, I had one person reach out to me, and Dr. L. I'll just say that much, and it was so heartfelt. I really felt like it made a difference, and I was excited to get her phone call. But again, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, practice management, or just staffing, personal questions, whatever the case may be. I'd be happy to help anybody. And also, just a shout out to Secure as well too. It's the company that I use as well as my two associates, and I think one of the reasons, or one of my draw to Secure was they cover the cybersecurity, just in case if there was any other issue, and a lot of the other companies normally would charge more for that. So check them out if you haven't. So in any event, back to to my story as far as whenever I started my practice, and again, I had been doing pretty well. Each year I grew for about 12 years. And then I went through some personal issues. I went through a divorce. And at that time, I normally am pretty good about separating my personal life and also my professional life. I did not realize how my personal life led into my professional life. And I came to work and I felt like I was present, but my mind was not there. And my stats went down about 20%. And I saw that in the numbers, but as a chiropractic physician, I think you guys know sometimes, and especially dealing with personal injury, and we probably see about maybe 30 or 40% personal injury. I didn't see that until the following year. And that was whenever I panicked and I knew that something needed to be done. And I reached out to my friend and colleague, Dr. Bradley Kersner, who he and I started our private practice at the same time, and he had always been with Master Circle, and so I then reached out to my now coach, Dr. Bob Hoffman, and he wanted everything. He wanted all my stats, and it was pretty much an open book. But I knew that I would not continue if I didn't not feel like it was a good return of investment. So my office and also my book were open for my coach. And I was very reluctant at the beginning because you're as a private practicing physician, you always feel like you can do it on your own. You really don't want to listen to anybody. But at at that time, I knew that I needed to. So being able to be open-minded and listen to uh, my coach, because he's done this so many times, really made a difference in my life. Um, Initially, it was professionally, and I knew that, again, if my stats did not show it, then I was not going to pay him the following year. And he knew that, and he was up for the challenge. And I think that I've been coaching with Bob probably since maybe 2013 or 14. I forget. It's because it's been such an amazing journey. But my point to you is that even the best athletes have coaches. So I feel that whenever you have someone that is there to be able to make you accountable for what you want to be able to do and have more clarity, whether it be patient visits to what are my goals, what are my goals in the future, what are my financial goals in the future, when do I really want to retire. I mean, those are the things that you don't talk about at the beginning, but actually Dr. Dennis Pearman is also is Dr. Bob's partner. He was able to do a master financial plan with me. And again, they're asking for a lot of numbers that sometimes you don't even know what these numbers are. But once you're able to have more clarity, it makes a huge difference as far as what your goals are, whether it be in your business or also what your goals can be in terms of when can I retire. So, and more recently, I am one of the doctors with Dissenters of America, and there I have two coaches there as well too, Dr. Kaplan and also Dr. Bard, and they've been able to help me through my journey as far as being a disc decompression specialist and also peripheral neuropathy specialist as well too. So again, I think that if you ever question yourself as far as should I have a coach or should I not have a coach, just talk to the to the person, and see what their track records are, see what they want to get from you, and give them the information. And then, of course, if you do not see your return on investment, then you just cut ties with them. All right. But it takes both part it's a partnership. So it's not about let me give him the information and he's going to do all the work for me. It's just like with your patients. When your patients come in to see you, they're going to think, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell this doctor what I have and the problems that I have. And I'm going to expect for him to cure me. No, it takes both part. It's a partnership. They have to do their part, and we'll do our part as well too. So being invested into your coach, uh, giving them the information that they need, but also study into what what your goals are together. So it's not a cookie cutter for every single person. I actually listened to Dr. Dennis yesterday, and he was saying that whenever whenever he coaches with someone, everybody's different. Everybody's needs are different, and to be able to understand where your weak points are, I think that that's where that coach is able to make a difference. And again, hey, look, if that coach is not really giving you the time and being able to cater to your needs, cut ties with them. Okay. Um, Within the two coaching companies that I have, the practice management companies, Master Circle and also Disinterest of America, I am invited to many different seminars throughout the year. At the beginning, whenever I started with Master Circle, I will tell you that I didn't really understand the seminars as far as having to travel, spend money, at the hotel, bring my staff, things of that nature. But it made a difference. And initially, I went by myself. After that, I handpicked certain employees, and you can just see a huge difference. Whenever we're there at the seminar, we hear what is being lectured, and as the boss, we come home and we're so excited. But if your staff doesn't really understand your passion, then the message is then not relayed onto the patients, because in your office it's not just one person, it is a team. So for me to be able to bring certain members of my team, it's, I tell you, it just makes my job so much easier. My senior associate, Dr. Kim Train, has been with me for 10 years, and I take her with me almost everywhere. And she gets to hear and listen to the message that I'm getting, and that we want to be able to convey into the patients or bring back to the office. And with two offices, it's hard for me to try and train her, or either try to, get that spark or that passion. So bringing your staff, I think, is important to the seminars. And, at these seminars, I would tell you that I have learned so much. Again, I practiced on my own for about 12 years. And at that time, I would just do the minimum CE requirements, and I would come home and maybe I would get something out of it, but not much. Normally it's the chiropractic adjustment. I do a little bit of passive therapies, and the patient was out the door. Now we have incorporated so many things like brain tap to the acuspinal decompression table. More recently, the Neuromed matrix machine. And I mean, Dr. Train and I are both certified in doing dry needling. And I had a patient that actually commuted, or not commuted, I'm sorry. She was living in New York City, and she's a traveling uh, surgical tech. And she said that she's been to many other chiropractic offices, but she's never seen an office like this where there's so much technology. And I said, technology has come so far. And chiropractic, yes, we practice with our hand, and I love that. And I still, we adjust every patient, but with the technology, it makes a world of difference. And also, you don't have to be there hands on. You don't have to spend 30 minutes with them to do decompression. You don't have to spend 25 minutes with them for any types of peripheral neuropathy with the matrix. You don't have to be with them whenever they're on brain tap and they're listening to positive words of reinforcement for 20 minutes. So, look into that. Again, these seminars are really amazing. And I find that I'm able to rub shoulders with so many great, and probably one of the best chiropractic physicians in the world. I've met doctors from Aruba to Italy, and there's so many great things that our colleagues are doing, and if we can just open up our vision, we can kind of see what they're doing there and bring it home to where your city is and offer it to your patients. We want to be able to spread the word about chiropractic. And how else better to do it but be able to learn it from the best and bring it home into your hometown. Um, so seminars is definitely something that I highly recommend. Um, and I think that also recently I had the pleasure of listening to Dr. Guy Reekman. If anybody, I think most of you guys knows who he is, but one of his many accolades is he was the president of Life College, brought them back. From the time whenever they had issues with the CCE. But one thing that I got out of his talk, and it was so profound, was that you want to have people around you that shares the same vision as you. And it's not only in life, but also in business. Whenever, at the beginning, whenever I started my private practice, I had one employee. This one employee would come in late, and I couldn't do anything about it. I was dependent on her. Granted, I was not seeing as many patients as I was now, but um, if they don't understand what your vision is, if you don't tell them what your vision is, if you don't give them a standard for what you want your office to be, then they're going to take it and they're going to bring their own vision in there. And I found that um, the at the beginning, again, I mean, I had so many employees come and go, and some of them would last maybe a year. And now, again, I have probably a handful of employees that have been with me for probably almost 10 years. And the reason being is because I demand that they have a similar vision to myself. When I hire my associate or when I hire, any employees, I'll tell them what my expectations are, and each expectation is going to be different, right? So with my associates, I want them to have the vision of what I feel or how I want to practice with my patients. And I would tell you sometimes it's a little difficult because, doctors can be a little bit headstrong and they may just want to be able to do it their way. And also, some of the doctors that do have a lot of experiences, they want to be able to kind of do it their way and not so much, the Hong chiropractic way. But at the same time, if they wanted to do it that way, then they can start their own practice. But giving the associate at the beginning your expectation and also what your vision and how you practice as well too, whether it be the frequency of care to when do we normally order an MRI. I mean, just those little things. And I know sometimes I don't want to say I'm a control freak, but at the same time, I do want to be able to make sure that my patients are taken care of. And being that I have 20 years of experiences, I know how my patients are thinking, and I want to be one step ahead of them. So, like say for example, ordering MRIs. If I know that they're hurting and they're not feeling any better, I want to be one step ahead of them. I want to order the MRI and I want to tell them that I do feel that you have a disc herniation at whatever level. Once I get the MRI and I'm able to show it to them, bam, you already have, they already trust you because they know that you know what you're talking about. So yeah, having someone who has your a similar vision to yourself, I think is going to be highly important. And I think that that is the same thing in your personal life. I've gone through my shares of relationship, and I find that to have someone, and for me, one of my sort of high on my list is having a positive attitude. If I'm with someone, and this is a personal, but also even around my friends and my family, if they start complaining a lot and that's all they do all day, every day, I'm gonna distance myself from that person. I'll say hi, and then I just won't engage in it. And don't get me wrong, you know, there's going to be time when we're going to vent, and that's completely fine. And that should be the minority of the time, and not the majority of the time. Same thing with my staff. When I talk to them, whenever they come to my office, I tell them, I said, whatever happens to you at home, you put it on the front porch. You take that backpack, you put it on the front porch, you come in, put a smile on your face, and we get through and we get to serve our patients. And I mean, for me personally, that was one of my therapy. Whenever I went through my divorces, to be at my office, I was able to be surrounded by, you know, patients uh, that really love me, uh, and also that I felt like I was able to make a difference in someone's life. And so, that was definitely a gratitude, a feeling of gratitude. And then with my staff as well too. And just they're going to feed off of your energy. If you come in and you're down and you're not really paying attention to details, they're going to grasp onto it, and that's what they're going to do, right? Our leaders have to lead by example. So we have to be able to come in, and if you want a positive energy from your staff, then you have to be able to play the part as well too. Okay. Um, Let me see if I am covering everything. I think that I want to be able to leave you with a couple different quotes from each of my coaches. Dr. Bob Hoffman, he said that where your mind flows is where your energy goes. I think I said that right, Dr. Bob. And again, it just comes back to what I just told you a while ago. Just having a positive mindset. Coming in knowing that you're going to make a difference in someone's life, even if they're not having a great day, right? So if they come in, they say, "Doc, I'm still hurting." So to them, it's what's still not good with you, not what's still great. What's great. So instead, whenever my patients come in, I say, "What's great with you today?" Instead of, "Oh, how are you doing?" Because that just leaves an open door for them to tell them about everything else that's wrong. Um, so positive thoughts, positive energy, and then the last thing, Dr. Kaplan, he said that um, the road to success is always under construction. So that means that continue to educate yourself. There's so much to learn in this world. There's so much more that I want to learn, but I don't want to put my hands, in so many different baskets, because then I can't be an expert in what I really love. And for me right now, it's disc decompression. That's what I have, personally, and so I'm able to give a testimony, a personal testimony to my patients. So I'm gonna leave with that, and I think that I'm going to um, have next week's presenter is going to be Dr. Frank Vault. Please make sure that you guys tune in next week at the same time. I really much enjoy being a part of the Secure Nation. And again, if I can help out one of my colleagues, please feel free to contact me from the website that you see below. And of course, just let me know if you'd like a free copy of Wake Up the Happy Brain book. I'd be happy to send it to you guys. Have a great day.